In every village, there's one truth people hide and one truth people fear. But the truth I heard that evening under fading light, it was something I was never meant to know. My name is Amina, and until that day, I believed life was simple. Quiet mornings, sweeping the compound, fetching water from the well, greeting neighbors with a smile. But all that changed when I overheard a conversation that shook the ground beneath my feet. It was late afternoon when it happened. The sky glowed orange, and the wind whispered secrets through the tall grass. I had gone behind the storage hut to gather firewood. But before I took a single step, I froze. Two voices, both men, both tense. One of them belonged to Kato, the man the whole village respected. A quiet man, steady as a river, kind with his words, dependable with his hands. People said he kept no secrets, but they were wrong. So wrong. The second voice I didn't recognize, but the tone was sharp, bitter, almost threatening. "You know what will happen if she finds out," the stranger hissed. Kato's voice was different from the gentle one I knew. Lower, harder, almost frightened. "She won't find out," he said. "No one will." My breath caught in my throat. My hands shook. They were talking about someone. Someone who wasn't supposed to know something. Someone like me. The stranger stepped closer. His voice dropped. "You've hidden this long enough. Sooner or later, the truth will reach your ears." My heart pounded so loudly I feared they would hear it. Every instinct told me to run. But something stronger held me there. Curiosity, fear, a feeling that whatever they were hiding, it had something to do with me. Kato sighed deeply, the kind of sigh that carries years of pain. "If she ever learns what I did," he whispered, "she will never look at me the same again." I felt the world tilt. What he did? To who? Why would it change everything? I pressed a hand over my chest, trying to steady my breathing. I didn't want to hear more, but I couldn't walk away. Then, suddenly, the stranger left, footsteps fading into the distance. Kato stood alone, staring at the ground, his shoulders trembling. He didn't know I was watching. He didn't know I had already heard more than enough. I stepped backward slowly, praying he wouldn't hear me. One wrong move, and everything could crumble. But as I turned to leave, a dry twig snapped under my foot. Kato's head shot up, his eyes locked on the place where I hid. "Amina," he called out. My breath escaped me. Panic surged through my entire body, because he didn't know I heard the truth. But whatever he did next would change everything. The moment Kato called my name, my feet refused to move. I stood frozen behind the old storage hut, praying he hadn't seen me, praying the shadows would hide me. But fear has a strange way of gripping the heart, squeezing it until even breathing becomes a burden. "Amina?" His voice came again, uncertain, searching. I swallowed hard, forcing myself to step away from the hut and toward the open path. I made sure my footsteps were loud enough to sound like I was coming from the opposite direction. "Kato," I called back, acting surprised. "What are you doing here? I thought you left for the river." He stared at me for several seconds. Too long. His eyes scanned my face as if trying to read something hidden between my expressions. Then he smiled, a smile so forced it hurt to look at. "Yes, the river," he said softly. "I was just leaving." He walked past me quickly, not waiting for another word. I watched him disappear down the path, his shoulders heavy, his steps uneven. He knew something had changed. Maybe he didn't know what I heard, but he sensed something was wrong. And that was only the beginning. That evening, the village felt different. People moved in small groups, whispering more than talking. Eyes lingered longer, questions hung in the air. Even the birds seemed quieter, as if the wind itself carried secrets. I tried to act normal, fetching water, sweeping the compound, greeting everyone with a polite smile. But inside, my thoughts were a storm. What did Kato do? Why would he fear me knowing? Who was that stranger? Why did the truth sound so dangerous? I told myself to forget it, to pretend nothing happened. But the human heart has never been obedient. The next morning, gossip began spreading like wildfire. Old Mama Zawadi pulled me aside as I walked past the well. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Amina, child, tell me the truth. Did something happen between you and Kato? I nearly dropped the bucket in shock. No, I replied quickly. Why would you think that? She looked around before leaning in closer. People say he's been acting strange, like a man hiding a heavy burden. And they say you are walking as if something is weighing on your heart, too. My chest tightened. The village always noticed things, even things you wanted to keep buried. I forced a smile. You know how people talk, Mama Zawadi. Nothing is wrong. But even I didn't believe my own words. By midday, it wasn't just gossip. The elders themselves began to watch us. Elder Mzi Baraka, known for seeing through lies as easily as water through a sieve, called out to me as I passed near the meeting hut. Amina, he said calmly, walk with me. I didn't want to, but in our village, refusing an elder was like refusing the sun to rise. He walked slowly, leaning on his carved wooden staff, his steps steady despite his age. You seem troubled, he said, eyes fixed on the path ahead. And when a young heart is troubled, the whole village can feel the tremor. I lower my head. I'm fine, elder. He stopped walking and turned to face me. His eyes, deep wise, unblinking, felt like they pierced through my skin. A lie, no matter how small, grows like a weed. Speak before it takes root. My throat tightened. How could I tell him what I heard? How could I say something when I didn't even understand it myself? I don't know what to say. I whispered. He studied me for a long moment, then nodded. Truth is like fire, he said. It reveals whether we are gold or straw. Then he walked away, leaving me with more fear than comfort. Meanwhile, Kato was fighting his own battles. He avoided the village center, avoided gatherings, avoided even looking in my direction. He carried himself like a man waiting for a storm to break overhead. Neighbors noticed. Women fetching water exchanged whispers. Men at the market shook their heads quietly. Something was wrong. Everyone could sense it. And still no one knew the truth but me. That night, sleep refused to find me. I lay awake listening to the distant sound of drums, the rustling leaves, the quiet sighs of the wind. The truth I heard echoed endlessly in my mind. If she ever learns what I did, she will never look at me the same again. Was he talking about me or someone else? And what had he done that carried so much shame? Fear gnawed at me. Doubt crept in. Curiosity became a hunger too strong to tame. By sunrise, I knew one thing. The truth would not stay hidden for long. And I was right, because before the sun touched the top of the baobab tree, a drum sounded across the village. A rare drum, one used only when the elders had important matters to announce. People rushed from their homes. I stood among them, heart pounding, hands cold. Elder Mzi Baraka stepped forward, his face grave. Today, he declared in a powerful voice, we summon the truth that hides in shadows. My stomach dropped. He continued, Kato and Amina will stand before the village this evening. The matter between them must be brought into the light. Whispers exploded everywhere. My vision blurred. My heart nearly stopped. I felt the world closing in. Tonight, the truth would break free, whether we were ready for it or not. The next morning, something felt off. I woke up earlier than usual, my heart still heavy from what I heard last night. His words replayed in my mind over and over. She doesn't need to know. She'll only get hurt. I'll handle everything myself, even if she hates me for it. Why would he hide something like this? Why would he keep a truth that big from me? I walked into the kitchen, trying to act normal, but the moment he saw me, he froze. He looked at me carefully, almost studying my face, like he was trying to guess if I knew something. Morning, he said softly. Morning, I answered, forcing a smile. But inside, I was drowning in questions. He reached for the coffee mug, but his hands trembled slightly. That wasn't normal. He was always calm, always steady. What's wrong? I asked. He shook his head. Nothing. Just didn't sleep much. I didn't respond because I didn't want to give away the truth. I knew. I heard everything. And now, every small movement, Every hesitation, every forced smile from him made me more nervous. As we sat down for breakfast, he kept staring at the table, avoiding my eyes. That's when I noticed something else. His phone was gone. He always kept it next to him. Always. "Where's your phone?" I asked casually. "Oh, it's charging in the other room." He lied. I knew he lied, because I saw it in his jacket pocket when he walked in. Something was happening. Something he didn't want me to see. After breakfast, he rushed outside faster than usual, like he was trying to keep a distance between us. I followed quietly, staying behind the door, watching him step outside and dial a number. His voice was low. "Yes, I'm still doing it. Don't worry, she won't find out. I'll talk to him today. It has to be today." My heart felt like it fell straight to the ground. Talk to him? Who? Why today? Why keep all of this from me? The moment he turned around, I stepped back inside quickly and pretended to be busy with dishes. He walked in a few seconds later, breathing hard, like he had been running from something. "I have to go out for a while," he said. I nodded, quiet. He hesitated. He stood there, almost wanted to say something, but stopped. "Take care, okay?" he whispered before leaving. The door closed, and that was the moment I told myself, enough. I need to know. No more guessing. No more pretending. I need the truth now. I grabbed my coat and followed him, but I didn't get close. I stayed behind, keeping distance, just enough to see where he was going. He drove across town, somewhere far from where he usually went. The neighborhood was older, quieter, almost hidden. He parked near a rundown apartment building. My heart raced. He stepped out, walked inside, and disappeared upstairs. I waited. 10 minutes. 15. 20. Nothing. Finally, I walked toward the building, climbed the stairs, and followed the faint sound of voices. I stopped in front of a half-open door, and inside, I saw him, talking to an older man, maybe in his 60s, weak, tired, breathing heavily. My eyes widened. The man looked so much like him. Same eyes, same jawline. Was this his father? The man's voice was weak. "I don't have much time left, son. She shouldn't suffer because of me." He swallowed hard. "I can't tell her. Not yet. If she finds out I've been paying your medical bills behind her back, if she finds out why I'm working 2 jobs, she'll blame herself." My breath caught. This was the truth? This was a secret? He wasn't hiding another woman. He wasn't lying to betray me. He was lying to protect me, to protect my heart, to carry a burden he never wanted me to feel. My hand trembled on the door. Then the older man said something that broke me completely. "You love her. I see it in your eyes. But love means sharing pain too. She deserves to know the truth. Don't push her away to protect her. Let her choose." My eyes filled with tears, because the older man, his father, was right. And my man, he lowered his head and said quietly, "I'm scared. What if she thinks I'm ashamed of her? What if she thinks I hid you because of embarrassment? What if she leaves?" His voice cracked. "I can't lose her." That moment shattered every doubt, every fear, every suspicion inside my heart. He wasn't lying out of betrayal. He was lying out of love, out of fear, out of responsibility. I stepped back quietly, wiping tears, letting the truth wrap around my heart like fire and ice at the same time. He walked out of the room, and I hid behind the corner, waiting until he left. Then I knew my next move would change everything, because now I had the truth, and he didn't know I heard it. Not yet. Night draped its heavy cloak over the village as Amina walked slowly toward the old baobab tree, the same ancient tree under which countless secrets had been spoken and countless truths revealed. Her heart pounded, each step heavy with fear, expectation, and an aching hope. She found him there, Kato, standing beneath the golden lantern's glow, head lowered, shoulders weighed down by more than just sorrow. "Kato," she whispered. He turned at her voice. His eyes met hers, startled, guilty, afraid. For a long moment there was silence. The wind stood still. Even the night seemed to hold its breath. Then Amina spoke again, quietly but firmly. I heard the truth. His breath caught, his lips parted, but no words came out. I don't want whispers, she continued. I don't want lies. Not for me, not for your father, not for this village. Just truth. Kato's gaze faltered. His shoulders slumped further. I was wrong, he said. I feared what truth would bring you. I feared you would leave. I feared shame more than suffering. He swallowed hard, as if each word cost him a lifetime. My father, he is sick. The bills, the medicines, the treatments, they shattered what little I had. I sold what I could, worked day and night, borrowed money from men who demand silence. I carried the burden alone so no one, especially not you, would have to feel that weight. Amina's eyes softened. Tears glimmered. You thought hiding it would protect me. But you forgot love isn't about hiding fears. It's about sharing burdens. She stepped closer. In her hand, she held the same small clay pot she carried that morning, empty but symbolic. I don't need a perfect man, Kato, she said. I need a truthful heart. If you had told me, I would have stood by you. Tears slipped down his cheeks. You deserve honesty. Always. And right there, under the old baobab, he promised, not with gold, not with necklace, but with bare hands and a trembling voice, to share every burden, to speak every truth, to fight every fear. Silence fell again. Then footsteps echoed in the dark. Elders, neighbors, villagers emerging from their huts, drawn by the lantern's glow and the weight in the air. Elder Baraka stepped forward with his staff. His eyes, wise and grave, looked at both of them. Tonight, he said slowly, we do not gather for gossip. We gather for truth. He looked at Kato, then at Amina, then at the night sky as though searching for judgment beyond human eyes. In this village, he continued, we believe in blood. But more than blood, we believe in honesty, compassion, and solidarity. He raised his staff high. From this night onward, whoever carries a burden must be allowed to share it. And whoever bears the truth must be protected by unity. Murmurs of approval rippled through the crowd. Men, women, elders, even children, shoulders straightened, eyes softened, hearts opened. One by one, people stepped forward, neighbors offering medical aid, friends offering small loans, even strangers offering prayers. Kato's father, weak but alive, was brought out carefully to stand beside his son. The villagers gathered around him, offering support. Amina held Kato's hand tightly. Tears streamed down her face, but now they were tears of relief, of peace, of new beginnings. Elder Baraka placed his hand on the father's shoulder. May this family find healing, he declared. And may this village grow stronger, not because no one suffers, but because we suffer together. As drums began softly in the distance, a welcome, not a celebration, but a solidarity, the lantern light flickered across faces turned hopeful. Under that baobab tree, broken secrets mended, hidden pain found shoulders to rest on. And love, once trembling with fear, rose steady and bright, because truth had been spoken, because hearts had been honest, because a community chose humanity over whispers. And as the night deepened, Amina looked up at the stars and whispered, truth may shake you, but it sets you free. And the winds carried her words across the village, a promise, a lesson, a hope,